Okay, folks, we had a little technical difficulty, but we're back. And here we are at the Google Hangout, how to activate the vision and why now is a stellar astrological time to put your dream into motion. Hi, everyone. I'm Elaine Marolakos Edelson, intuitive and astrological mastery with Astrology Channel, ETC, and the astrology columnist for the Sedona Monthly magazine. I want to welcome everyone and thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I even have my special cup. It's my Hangout cup. And we're going to have a lot of fun today. And so I'm just going to cover a couple of things that we're gonna do on this call. Thanks for being patient while we had some tech difficulties. I'm going to talk about how to activate your vision. And what I mean by that is the steps to take emotionally, spiritually, physically, and practically to get that winning combination of creating matter, because you're a manifester. We all are, and your matter is divine. So what's the matter? I'll ask my daughter, what's the matter? You're the matter. So you're going to use this angle that we're going to talk about today and realize why now is an ideal time to astrologically put any of your dreams into motion and just to kick it into high gear. So here's what we're going to cover in the next 20 or so minutes. And it's a very simple format that I'm going to follow. And so first I'm going to give you 3 major keys on how to take full advantage of what's going on astrologically so you can get the best results possible. And then I'm going to open up everything for questions, as I am also new to Google Hangouts. I'm learning where to look. So if you see me go squirrel, I've got several screens. Later on, I'm going to guide you over to a screen with a picture so I can actually show you what it looks like in the universe in an astrological chart for Mars to be trining Neptune and what it means. Okay, so if you do have a comment, just post them in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to get to everything. Now, we do have a lot of folks on the Hangout, and so I won't be able to get to everyone's question right now, but I will do my best to answer those questions in the next 24 hours. So do please ask your question and post, because it helps me to provide you with relevant answers and give you everything that you're looking for. All right, are you ready? Let's do it. The planets don't make you do anything. That is the first and foremost thing you need to know. When the planets make a move, you feel it. When we make a move, the planets will reflect that, because it's a cooperation. So the planets don't do anything to you. We live in a cooperation with our cosmos. So just keep that in mind. Now, Mars Trine Neptune, August 3rd through the 10th, is the time frame. And I'm not going to get too technical with astrology information. If you know about astrology, you'll know that we're already in a trine with Mars before the 1st, but the most concentrated time is August 1st through the 10th, and this is what we're talking about today. So first, let's get right to it. And I want you to understand that the first key for, oh, you know what, let me just briefly, Mars represents action. And it can mean aggressive behavior. It can relate to assertive behavior, and there is a distinction, right? So think about what that can mean. And Neptune is a karmic planet, and it represents the dream, the illusion, too, the addiction for some people, or it can also represent film or photography or video or the magic act, right? And if you have that dream, if you have that vision, a lot of times people who think about something that they really want to do, oh, I wish when I was a kid, I wanted to be an Olympic champion. So in my mind, I was always winning medals for gymnastics primarily, and also for ice skating. But, so we have this dream, but what do we do with it? Sometimes we just, somebody called me a dreamer a long time ago, and I said, well, yeah, I am a dreamer, but if I don't start dreaming about it, how can I actually make it happen? And I actually do make it happen. Oh, that's my dog. That's one element of this Google Hangout that I'm doing this from my office at home, so it's very relaxed around here. My daughter's home making lunch. My dog is barking, but let me get back to it. So Mars is the action part of the program, where Neptune is the dream part of the program. And you know, we need both, right? Because if you have a dream without taking action, it's just that. It's a dream. It's like a cloud that floats by and nothing ever happens. And also with Neptune, film and movies can be a huge benefit to you now as inspiration. So I want you to think about the inspiration that you get from certain things. And I wrote something down the other day. I saw the movie, no spoiler alerts, but I saw the movie About Time. In fact, I saw it twice. And I love this movie, About Time, with Rachel McAdams. And there's a line at the end of the movie that is so beautiful. I had to write it down, and I'm going to pin it, up on my wall. I have the paper right here. I'm going to pin it up on my wall because I thought it was so amazing. And here it is. It's as if I've deliberately come back to this one day today to enjoy it, as if it were the full final day of my extraordinary, ordinary life. I wish I wrote that. I wish I wrote that. That was fantastic. So Neptune representing the illusion and the dream, and Mars represents the action. Now, sometimes the two don't go together very well because, if you just want to lie on the couch and dream and somebody comes in and says, let's go, we're going to put that dream into action, no, I don't want to. You may not get that feeling. But in astrology, very briefly, a trine is an angle, it's a triangle, where it's suddenly like all the pieces of the puzzle fit together and the doors open. It's almost magical. So I want you to consider that, whether you know about astrology or not, that we're all have the ability now to activate a dream and to take action with it. And this is what we're talking about. So, okay. And we're going to be practical about it. So the first key in activating the vision is to create a plan. You must have a plan of action. As I said, when you come out of the dream state with Neptune, you start to realize that, it's going to take a little bit of work. And so don't let that throw you. Now, maybe you're already on a roll with things and you have an organized plan and you're ready to go forward with something. Well, fantastic. Now is when you're going to get that inspiration or that karmic sense, like I'm destined. Neptune is that planet that is that part of us. The planet represents us, but it's that part of us that feels like we're destined for something, or we're this is the best possible time and no other time would work as well. And that's about trusting your intuition. But in creating this vision, and I'm going to be looking up at my notes so that I remember to get everything in here, you want to really take practical steps in creating this vision. So what are some things that you can do, no matter what your vision is, whether you're an artist, a musician, a writer, you're an accountant, how can you make a list of people that you can possibly contact in order to collaborate with? Because collaboration is a huge part of karma, and karma is not good or bad. Karma is merely a balancing of energy. So when I talk about karma, people think of getting sucker punched in this lifetime because they killed somebody in India 500 years ago. Well, maybe you did. I don't know, but everything comes looking for completion. Everything. So think about what you can do. Pick one dream, first of all. Oh, I'm only going to put one finger up. Pick one dream that you would like to develop, if it's just at the infancy stage or the conceptual stage. Or if you're already working on something, think about, at this point in time, how you can organize a plan of action and to be bold about it without being arrogant. This is a time for confidence in your dreams. Now, if I had listened to that one person who said to me when I told them that I was going to write a book one day, and they said, "Oh, Elaine, you're such a dreamer," and they said it with such a tone of condescension, like, come on, snap out of it, let's go, wake up, get to work. And I thought, well, as I said earlier, I want to start the dream by dreaming about what's possible. And I had this image of a book in my head, and I wanted to write this book. Well, it took me many years, but I finally did. And it went to Kindle Amazon #1 bestseller. The book is not on Amazon right now because that's a whole other story, but I'm going to be rewriting it to go in the series, Sign of the Times book series, for my astrology, astrological signs, and historical adventure. So, but I got it done because I took action. Now, sometimes it helps to have people who are not also just dreamers to help you put your plan into action. My husband, Dean, is one of those people. Frank and Melody, who helped me put the Google Hangout together, they're fabulous people. They are also helping me to take action on my dreams. And I told them, look, I just want to show up. I don't want to have to do all this tech stuff. I just want to show up. But I'm learning. I've been studying yesterday Google Hangouts and how to do them and the best way, so that, because when I get into the zone and I start to read and I start to really channel, I lose all track of mechanics. And it's funny, my desk slowly builds up with all these bottles and things of liquids I have. Here's my my B vitamin drink, and then I've got my other drink, and then because I wind up sitting here for hours, but this is a reminder. I have my Hangout. Where is it? There we go. Here's my Hangout drink. So you take action, take a risk. It's really important that you think of other people that you could collaborate with who have different talents than you do, because this is the Mars energy of people who want to champion you, or people who understand that you have a specific talent and they have a specific talent, and when you put them together, you have a team, a very effective team. Oh, I always quote movies, and since we're having a Mars Trine Neptune experience, I'm constantly talking in movies. If you saw the movie Oblivion with Tom Cruise, it's really cool. I've seen it 3 times. We own it. And so, are you effective? Are you an effective team? Yes, Sally. Yes, we are. We're totally an effective team. So anytime I hear phrases, I start thinking of movies, and it inspires me to keep going. So what I want you to do is think of 1 or 2 things, whether it's film, fashion, photography, whether it's any kind of, even horseback riding, believe it or not, because Neptune is the planet that governs these topics. So I know a very big a female entrepreneur who also owns horses, and when she needs time to think, she gets out to the stable and she gets on a horse, or she grooms them and she does her thing. So I know that sounds really odd, but my daughter, too, who's 15, Aaliyah, when she was little, for her first birthday, we put her on a horse. The kind where they just kind of go in a circle. Anyway, she just sat there with this expression that looked like she was having a terrible time. And there was a mom sitting next to me, and she said, I don't think your daughter's having a very good time. And when the ride was over, 8 minutes later, our daughter looked at me and she said, more. So we knew this was something that inspired her, and it did for the next 10 years of her life. And it helped her to develop confidence. So find something, whether it's metaphysical, whether it's karma related, where you might be very spiritually inclined and say, oh, karmically speaking, I know I'm drawn to writing, drawing, thinking, painting, speaking, whatever it is, accounting, math, whatever you want to do, and make a list of these things to help you map out a plan of efficiency, so that when we get to, here's step 2, key 2 of the program, and that is to become very aware of opportunities and challenges. Well, first I want to talk about the distinction between opportunities and challenges, and then look at how, when the doors open and the time is right. So what is an opportunity and what's a challenge? Some people will say to me, I have a client who works like a mule tied to a rope. This woman just never stops. And I'll ask, oh, how's it going? And she'll say, yeah, business is really good, but, it's like proportion. Come on, universe, proportion. There's so much. And I'll say, well, why don't you take the time and take a break, or, have the cash, go on vacation. Well, it's just, there's so much to get done. It's just a challenge. And, it's challenging working with so many people in a business where, you have to get it right, and it's a challenge. She kept using the word challenge, and I said, Are you type A personality? And yeah, of course the answer is yes. And so type A personalities tend to look at life they welcome challenges because they want to climb. Who's that guy who, my daughter used to watch on some Disney Channel or some cable channel, where he like eats bugs. He's like a survivor guy. I don't even remember his name. He's a British guy. Like, I'm going to sleep in this dugout of, ice and snow and rock, and we're going to pick at roots, and we're going to learn how to survive. Some people love that kind of a challenge. That's a Mars energy. So if you resonate better with the word challenge, great. But I also want you to think about the word opportunity. My body just relaxes when I hear the word opportunity. I feel like the opportunity is being handed to me, like something's being given to me that I've already worked hard for. Challenge feels like I have to put another cleat on my boot, and climb the mountain to get to the top. I don't really like challenges. Challenges help us, but they make me personally shy away from taking action. So we want you to take action during this phase. And if you resonate better with the word challenge, go for it. But I would encourage you to understand the distinction between opportunity and challenge, and go for the opportunities, really, because they just feel so much easier. And you want to be careful. Neptune can get where Mars energy in us, and I'm talking about the parts of us, we all have the same parts. So where Mars can be very assertive or aggressive or arrogant or highly sexed or highly driven, where you just want to calm it down a little bit so you're not too much in somebody's face and you're not too pushy. Where Neptune can be so idealistic that it's like, oh wow, isn't the architecture beautiful? And somebody's, the Mars person is screaming, but the building's on fire, run! So you want to take the idealism, keep it at a level where you can work with it so you're not overwhelmed, and you want to avoid the dark side. Neptunian energy is very famous for cynicism, and it's very famous for, it's like doom and gloom predictions, like Nostradamus in the year, when my eyes roll back in my head and I start saying, look out for the dark cloud that's following you. Just tone that down a little bit. If you're that kind of a person who, tends to go toward the dark side, this is a time to look for what else is possible. Look, folks, you make everything in your world. You make everything possible. We work in a collaboration with the cosmos, and I'm not talking about religion. That's a whole other Google Hangout. I'm talking about your spirit. Your spirit is particle. It's matter, and everything is matter. It's I clean my glasses with this. I hang out. Wait, where is it? Where's the camera? I'm going backwards. I hang out with people. I use chalk to write on my cup. It's like you can create anything you choose, anything. So I want you to think about the one goal. Oh, I have a habit of doing this. I want you to think about the one goal, where you might feel down or depressed about it, like, oh, I already tried that, it didn't work, and then start to trust your intuition, because your intuition is going to tell you, like people used to say to me a long time ago, when I was first doing this work, and people would say, you have to advertise in a newspaper. This was on the East Coast 20 years ago in New Jersey and New York. People would say, oh, people need to know you. You have to advertise in magazines and in newspapers. So I thought, okay, what do I know? So I did some local ads, and I spent the cash, and not a whole lot happened. I took out ads in magazines, pretty popular, very, national magazines. Nothing happened. Flatlined. Okay, years go by, and people will come to me and say, oh, you really need to advertise in magazines. You really need to advertise in newspapers. And at the time, and I did this through 3 cycles, and it took about 10 years for me to start trusting my gut. And my gut said, I tried it once for the experience to see what was appropriate, but my gut was telling me advertising during that time frame in newspapers and in magazines was not going to get me what I needed. So I trusted that. So I want you to start making the distinction. And how how are we going to make this distinction between what is your fear talking, saying, you know, the naysayer in your head, the victim in your head or in your heart that's saying, oh, it's never going to happen, I'm not enough, it's too, you know, it's already out there, why write it, why play that note? I once saw Bette Midler on a TV show. She was hysterical. This gentleman behind her was playing the piano, and not very well. And I don't even know what the skit was, but she walked by, looked at the camera, and said, the piano has 88 keys. This guy knows 3. What's the point? So if you hear those kind of voices in your head, I want you to back off and just go neutral. Just get a little neutral and say, hey, wait a second, I have this dream. I really want to be a writer. I really want to win a car race. I really want to learn how to parachute. But people are telling me it's dangerous, it's too expensive, it'll never happen, you're not smart enough. Or somebody once said to me, yeah, because I said I loved watching movies about space. And after Close Encounters, and I thought, I would just love to be one of those people who were like, not kidnapped, but taken by the friendly happy aliens to go experience, a spaceship ride. And somebody said to me, yeah, you don't have a PhD, they wouldn't take you. And I thought, wow, no, they wouldn't take you because you're so darn negative. You're going to kill everyone just, with your frown. It's like, we're going to start over. This Mars Trine Neptune is, I want you to erase the negativity of the past. And unless you know for certain your gut is telling you, no, I've tried that method, it doesn't work, great. But I want you to give it another chance, whatever it is, whatever the it is. And let me look at my notes because I know, the feelings of not being enough are actually your resistance to being in a place of absolute, total, divine self-love. There it is. You are it. You are the matter. Your matter is divine, as I said earlier. So I want you to start thinking about the dream that you had. If you saw a little kid drawing a picture and, you looked and you went, yeah, that's not a flower. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, you give it up. You would never do that, right? At least the people on this call wouldn't do that. I'm sure some people would in the world. But so don't do it to yourself. And if you have a dream, let's put that one big idea, it's my husband's business, one big idea, put that down on a piece of paper. I want you to start imagining what's possible with collaboration and to start to plan how to act on it. And you're going to meditate every day, right? Right? You're going to meditate every day. Remember a long time ago, like, I don't know if I'm dating myself, but like doctor shows in the 60s and 70s, the doctors would just like rip off their glasses and like stare at you like they were the gods and they knew best. So now you're going to look at yourself lovingly and look in the mirror and say, are we an effective team? Me, myself, and I, body, mind, spirit? Yes, we are such an effective team. All right. So you're going to trust your gut, you're going to meditate, and let me see. The third key, I wanted to see if there's anything else I wanted to say about that. You know what? I think I want to show you at this point in time. I'm trying to move something on my screen. Screen. Okay. And if I remember how to do this, we're all going to applaud, right? All right. So I'm going to go to my Google thing. Let me see. Click the Hangout toolbox because I want to show a picture. I think I forgot. No, it's the green thing. That's it. All right. So on your screen, I think you're going to see. Oh, there it is. Hey, I did it. I'm so happy. I just did something technical while I'm reading. Okay. So this right here is a chart. This is a chart. I took away all the other planets like the sun and the moon and, well, sun and moon aren't planets, but all the other glyphs on the astrology chart, so not to confuse people. This is the glyph for Neptune right here. And in the sign of Pisces, and it is retrograde, that little R with the X looks like a medical sign. That's a retrograde planet. So this is the aspect by degrees, 120 degrees, if we did an arc in math. And this is the planet Mars in the sign of Scorpio And Scorpio and Neptune, I'm sorry, Scorpio and Pisces are both water signs. And it's a really great experience to have a trine. This is the trine. You see the triangle? And it's a beneficial, fortuitous, very auspicious outcome to have a trine. It helps you to open doors. It helps you to facilitate things. It helps you to realize that you can take action with something you desire. See, Mars is the action planet in Scorpio, the desire planet, the core desire. Neptune is the dream. Pisces is the vision. And we want to take all that and put it together and help you to see that it's all possible. So let me see if I can bring us back to, oh, yay, hooray, good for me. I get to drink one of my many beverages, and I'll start with the Hangout one. Was that a product placement there? That was not on purpose, I assure you. World Market is not sponsoring me. Okay. All right, that was that. And, okay, so now, so you want to trust your gut. And people, a lot, and we're going to do another Google Hangout, especially with Mars going to be conjuncting Saturn, both in Scorpio. That's going to be very intense. We're going to do a Google Hangout for that. But I'm also going to do one on how to raise your level of intuition, okay? Because we're talking about how to trust your gut and how to really understand what that means and what that feels like. We're going to do a whole other talk around that. But right now for Mars Trine Neptune, to implement your plan of action and to realize that, you know, the results that you've always wanted, they're there for you. And how do you get from here to there without too much struggle and too much worry? Well, you know, that's the guru mentality, and that's a place I want you to understand is very, very key with Neptune. The guru shows up when Neptune is very prominent in your chart, and I'm going to talk in a little bit later about my my website, my members, and the members on my membership site, excuse me. And we have a lot of discussions around this, especially on the Cosmic Clues once a month. How to understand what a guru, first of all, is. There are two syllables, and it's guru, and it's Sanskrit, Hindi, and it means destroyer of darkness. Okay? It doesn't mean you're rich because you're at the top of the food chain. It doesn't mean you own $15 million worth of property in, you know, California. A guru is who you are on the inside. When you're ready to eliminate a pattern in your body that doesn't serve you, that's when you access the guru. And when Mars is trine Neptune, all you got to do is look in. Just look in. And if you're adept at meditation, now is the time to take that one idea that you have, go into your meditation, not focused on that idea, but focused on making space. Meditation is meant for making space, that's it. And then all the necessary elements so that you can move out of the way, get your ego out of the way, all the necessary elements that help you to come together to make that thing happen. Like, there's the goal. If I could do the Minority Report thing in front of me, or, you know, it's like, here up in the sky, there's the goal. What I'm seeing is backwards, so when I go to the right, it goes to the left. It's kind of weird for me. So there's the goal, and I want to be over here. So I need like all these different things in between to get there. So what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to organize first that it's possible in my mind by accessing my guru. And that guru says that I've had this dream. It's been my vision for a long time. I want to affect positive change in the world, and I would love to do it from a place of understanding, knowing, and compassion. And what my motto is a lot of times is to enlighten, empower, and entertain, because we learn best through entertainment, don't we? When the kids learn by singing a song, they learn the alphabet. So when we're being entertained or when we entertain other people, that's where you can make the biggest impact. So find your guru, your inner guru, and start to think about where the negativity is, and let's move that aside. Organize the people who can help you to collaborate with everything. Get rid of the negative voices in your head with more meditation, a few minutes a day. And then you want to start welcoming experts into the picture, okay? Everybody has a mentor. Even the mentors have mentors. And it's important to understand that when you are formulating your plan, when you're putting things together, all the doubts are going to start to come up, especially with the Mars part of the program trining Neptune. Even though it's a positive angle, you're going to hear things like in your mind and body, oh, yeah, that expert, you know, I could use that training, but I don't know if I have the cash. Or, yeah, I feel awkward. I don't know if I want to be in that mastermind because those people are really smart. And even though I've done a few things, I don't know if I'm good enough to be in that group. You know, so things like that are going to come up in your head, and that's where you need to nurture yourself and say, wow, you know, we all have to start somewhere. And when you ask for help, if you get slapped on the hand by someone who doesn't want to help you, then there's part of you that's resistant to receiving and allowing, resistant to opening to the truth. And that, of course, in itself is a whole other Google Hangout. So how do you know if you're resistant? If, let's say, you attract, now I can use 2 fingers, yay! If you attract 2 people to you after you've meditated during this Mars Trine Neptune aspect, you bring 2 opportunities to you. One of them challenges you. One of them asks for proof that you are who you say you are, that you, let me see, prove it, you know, with the arms crossed, like, hey, you know, prove it. That kind of challenge is coming to you live from the part of you that doubts that you are worth it. Did you hear that? I hope you heard that. And then the other part of the manifestation is when you bring someone or an opportunity to you that really is in awe of you, wants to support you, has different talents than you perhaps to add to that program that you need to put together, and you know, really is there to support you. And you will know by the way you feel. You're a sentient being, so that's how you're going to know ultimately. So the more you meditate, the more you're going to get clear, the more you're going to feel like you're in tune. And you can't always control everything that comes your way, but you can be part of the collaboration in creation, which is very exciting. Okay, let me get to the next. Oh, you know what's really important, what's really helped me that I learned in my business is to have a Google Calendar. So this way, in your calendar, you can start it on Sunday and do it for the entire week. Because when you do it for the entire week, you've got, okay, starting on Sunday, well, Monday I've got this at 11, Tuesday from 3 to 5 I have this, and then if you've got nothing going on, then I want you to put a time frame for you to meditate, a time frame for you to get quiet and write down all your fears, a time frame for you to write down possible contacts to help you with your dream. Let's say you're a musician and you want to work at a club, and you get 2 offers. I get to do this again. You get 2 offers. 2. And one of them, the manager of the club says, yeah, we heard your name, we hear you're good, yeah, we'll start you on, you know, Friday and Saturday nights, but the pay is terrible because they want you to basically prove yourself. And then you get offered another place where it's not so much in the limelight, maybe it's not as popular, but the people love you, and they're going to start you out at the same pay. I mean, come on, is it a no-brainer? Which one are you going to go for? Don't go with someone. Don't be lured by, do your best not to be lured by, they have credentials, they have more money, they have more experience, if they're jerks. I mean, come on. Now, if they don't respect you, that's a definite sign that, yeah, you need to close that door and move along, little doggy. All right, so Google Calendar is great, and wow, that's a lot of information. Sometimes I can just keep going. My throat's a little dry. It's desert, Arizona. I'm so glad you're here. This is so fun. I'm going to do so many of these. All right, so we just covered a lot of ground. I don't even know how long we've been here. But if you've got questions, please remember to post them, and I'll do my best to get to a few. Thanks for sticking with me. I'm going to recap with the Mars Trine Neptune. You want to create your plan of action for your vision in order to activate your vision so that you get what you want. You want to be very clear. Neptune energy can make it very nebulous, and you know, it's beyond the shiny penny as you get lost in something and you forget, oh yeah, I'm supposed to call somebody, or I had a meeting. You know, you don't want to go there. So be very specific on your plan of action. You'd like to be aware of all your opportunities and challenges and what the distinctions are between them and what kind of buttons it's pushing inside of you. And then you want to put that plan of action into motion in the week of August 3rd through the 10th with collaborators. And not just people who, you know, support you and go, yay, go team, go. You want people who have expertise in areas that you don't, so that you can start getting over some of your insecurities and start learning by experience, okay? So 3 through 10, and as promised, I'm going to answer any questions that you have, so please go ahead and post them. Oh, okay, hang on one second. The questions are starting to come in. And oh, and if you like what you heard, what you just heard and what we just talked about, and if it resonated with you and you like astrology, and if you're tuned into this kind of language and you'd like to spend more time with me, and to use astrology and your intuition as tools to get the answers that you're looking for, please consider joining the Astrology Channel ETC monthly membership. It's a wonderful site, a lot of lovely people, and every month you get up-to-date Astro Blast. They're audio recordings that I make for your sign and rising sign to enhance your life so you can take full advantage of what your sign holds and what's in store for you, you know, astrologically and intuitively. These are not just astrological audios. I usually tune into the person. A lot of people will say, oh my gosh, it feels like you're talking just to me. And that can be scary. So one woman said, it's so creepy, you're in my head, but I love it because that's where I want you every month. So, and plus there's a whole lot more. So I want you to click the link, the membership link. It's that simple if you want to join, and you can see everything regarding relationships, career, wealth, health, passion, and purpose, everything you are on this earth and what is possible for you. Okay, so I'm ready to take some questions. So let me look at the group chat. Oh, thank you. Someone says it all sounds good. Yay. I'm so happy. Sometimes, you know, tech stuff happens. You know, I will be planning more Google chats. Sometimes we'll be in a Mercury in retrograde. Sometimes we'll be in the eclipse phases. Those are very intense times that I love to talk to people about and let them know what's coming. So we might have technical difficulties, but, you know, we all do what we can do. Someone says, what do you mean by, I don't understand the question. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I don't speak Klingon. Ho playing in bed. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Oh, here's another question. Is now a good time to start a new business? Kay says, great advice. Thank you, Kay. Is now a good time to start a new business? Well, it also depends on your individual chart. If you are, let's say, a Pisces, a Scorpio, an Aries, a Leo, a Taurus, and I'm thinking very quickly what, yeah, if you're any one of those signs or rising signs, it's more likely that the business you start now will produce great results. But in general, for this angle, Mars Trine Neptune, it's a great time to get clear on the vision. You can start the business if you have everything in order. Does that make sense, folks? Because you want to be prepared. Sometimes Neptune has this, you know, yeah, I want to go skydiving. Come on, let's go. And they're off. So, and you can go sky, and then you get there, and then, you know, there's lightning and thunder, and you can't go skydiving, and you wish you had planned better because now you're freezing because you didn't bring the right clothes. And so you want to plan. So if you already have a plan, then it's important to go to the next step with people who can help to collaborate with you to make that business what it can be. So that's as specific as I can be without actually knowing your chart. And another question, so I hope that helps you, Kay. Where should someone be in order to understand the benefit? Where should someone be in order to understand the benefits of astrology? I'm not sure I understand that question. Where should someone be? Begin. Where should someone begin? Oh, okay. Sorry, it's me. Wait. You ever hear that on a cartoon? They go, ee, 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 ee. All right, I'm cleaning my glasses. Okay, a great place to start to understand the benefits of astrology is go to my website, Astrology Channel ETC. There's tons of blogs, there are audios, there are videos, there are things that you can do just to understand the basics of how it works. I have a blog, actually, that someone just commented on, told me it was fantastic because they had been interested in astrology, but they were so turned off by so many astrologers that they had been to who gave them calculations, and because your Mars is trining your Neptune, you've got, and people are like, I feel like I'm on drugs. So there's two blogs that I have on my website that actually talk about it. Astrology 101, how astrology can benefit you and what you can do to help yourself. So start there. I think that's a great beginning. Also, join me more on these Google Hangouts. Go to my YouTube channel because I talk a little bit, I make them digestible. All the little videos that I do, I make them digestible to help you understand what's going on. And also, yes, there is a link on my site, astrologychanneletc.com. It's under time-sensitive materials, and there's you can get your monthly Astroblast written form, and also what's going on astrologically. And there's another link called the Bodhi Brainstorm, which is free to everyone. I created a theta wave audio that will help you break down the resistance in your brain. The PDF describes all the science behind it. It's called Brain Entrainment, and it's fabulous. So I want you to go there. Make sure you have headphones and read the PDF before you listen to the Bodhi Brainstorm. So I hope that helps you. Are there any more questions? I'm happy to. Okay, there's no more questions right now. Listen, if you have any more questions that you think of, you can post them on the link to this page, this Google Hangout. Thank you so much. This is Elaine Marolakos Edelson with Astrology Channel ETC, and I want to say that I'm really thrilled, number one, to be doing these Google Hangouts with you, and that it's really important that you understand that you don't have to be an astrologer to understand astrology, that you don't have to be well-versed in metaphysics. You just need to be present with who you are and what you're doing, and to remember that you matter, and that your matter creates matter. So again, to be part of the membership program, I want you to the membership site. I want you to click the button below, the Join the Membership, and I hope to see you on the next Google Hangout. And this has been a lot of fun, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.